With The Mandalorian Season 2 now over, it is time to look ahead as to what might happen in Season 3. Of course, everything in this video is pure speculation, so I expect to be wrong on a lot of things, but in any case, let's get started. I think Season 3 of The Mandalorian will open with a bit of a time jump from where we left off in Season 2. I'm thinking we might see a year or two time jump which would put us directly in the action to free Mandalore. During the Season 2 finale, Mando agreed to help Bo Katan with the liberation of Mandalore in exchange for her helping with the rescue of Baby Yoda. So it is very likely that Season 3 will cover the events unfolding on Mandalore. Season 3 will undoubtedly explore the conflict between Bo Katan and Mando, and I think that eventually Bo Katan will accept Mando as the rightful ruler, and the reason why I think he will be accepted as the rightful ruler is due to his characterization as the reluctant hero. As we see in Season 1, Mando was unsure as to whether or not he wants to rescue Grogu, and so he is not the type of character that would immediately take up a cause out of the goodness of his heart. Instead, he is a character that wants to do good, but often struggles with himself to commit to it. And so, just like how he contemplated whether or not to save Grogu, he will once again contemplate whether or not he wants to take up the responsibility as leader of Mandalore. Furthermore, I think Bo Katan has had many chances to be the ruler of Mandalore, but has failed repeatedly time and time again. She was at one point Regent of Mandalore and holder of the Darksaber, both of which she has now lost. In Rebels, before accepting Sabine's offer of the Darksaber, she is reluctant as she recognizes that she is not the type of leader that can govern, but more of a leader that thrives in conflict rather than governance. And so I believe that as Season 3 continues, she will recognize her own limitations and come to realize that for Mandalore to prosper, it requires a different type of leader. Mando is also uniquely positioned in a way to unite the various clans of Mandalore. As a foundling from the tribe, he has the necessary connections to garner support from the extreme sect of Mandalorian society, and now with the Darksaber, he will be able to gain support from the other clans as well. But I do think that there will be conflict and tension as Mando has gone against the creed of the Children of the Watch by taking off his helmet, so it'll be really interesting to see how he resolves this. I think what Season 3 will be is that ultimately Mando will have to prove himself worthy to the other clans in order to unite them and take back Mandalore. I also think that Moff Gideon will escape New Republic custody. Moff Gideon will be aided by the unnamed Imperial officer who we saw in Chapter 15 and 16. If you watch closely in the Season 2 finale, we don't actually see the officer die, so it is a mystery as to what happened to that officer. I also don't think that Moff Gideon will continue to hunt Grogu, as in Season 2 finale, he did mention that he had all the blood he needed from him. Instead, I think Moff Gideon will return, but not quite as the main villain. The reason why I predict this is that because at the end of Season 2, I found that he lacked a coherent vision of what he wanted to do in the grand scheme of things. Beyond wanting to study Grogu's blood, we don't really know what he wants besides bringing order to the galaxy, which is pretty vague. What I think is really likely is that Moff Gideon is probably linked to Thrawn, who will be the big overarching villain during this time period. I also think that the way in which Moff Gideon will return in The Mandalorian Season 2 is his connection to Mandalore. Perhaps the Imperial presence on Mandalore is under his jurisdiction, and so it would be possible that he and Mando will fight once again as Mando tries to liberate the planet, while Gideon tries to keep it under Imperial control. Finally, I believe that Grogu will return, and how he returns will be very similar to the way Luke stopped his training during Empire Strikes Back. Grogu will sense that Mando is in some sort of grave danger and decides to try and help them out, and Luke, being through the same thing, will probably understand and let him do so. And so that's how I think Grogu will return in The Mandalorian Season 3. There you have it, my predictions for Season 3 of The Mandalorian. So let me know what you think and what other ideas you might have of what we're going to see. Be sure to like and subscribe. I wish you all happy holidays and a happy life day. I am the Lost Acolyte.
And I have spoken.